There we go. In the actual comics, he was like the adopted brother of Black Panther. Yeah.
That's how he has the connection with Zora.
Alright, let me pass you up here.
Good job. On this one, you're close.
But there's a bigger number than 2.
I guess.
There's a number bigger than 1 that's
Go away.
Oh, okay.
What did you say?
I said go away.
No, I mean like the word that you said I left at.
Oh, wait,
What?
oh, yeah. What can you factor out?
Z.
Zora. Okay. You can take out a 4, right? Can't you take out some R's? In this first one? How many R's? Just take out an R squared. And
27.
Okay.
I try to pronounce it in Wakanda.
Wakanda.
Do you speak Wakanda?
Wakandian. Yes, I speak Wakanda.
So you take out a 4 R squared, right? So instead it should be a 4 R squared.
You're very slow.
Please.
Mr. Goki.
So you factor out a 4 R squared, that goes in. And then in parentheses is whatever you want.
Jason, your white wolf.
Trevor is the black guy.
I'm black.
So 1 through 4 is.
No, Winter Soldier is like my favorite character.
How did we get this?
Okay.
Because that's the biggest
One thing, man.
What, Ruben?
Jason kept his
Did I just hear something come out of your little mouth? Say it again. Hey, Ruben.
Spider-Man takes charge of the
Ruben, this
Spider-Man's gonna die.
I took your shield.
I'll let you do that.
I want to be Superman.
Superman.
I'm Batman.
And don't forget, R3.
I got something one.
Should I just do these now? Get them out of the way.
So it's 5.
I love the two.
No, you're too tall. Because there's 2 R's.
they're more like
Barbies.
Amelia. Amelia.
3 hours.
It's Cheetah.
This one, though,
I
since there's no R there, the only thing we take out is just 3.
It's Wasp.
Yeah, so just 3. 3 R. Just this one we took out an R squared because they all have at least 3.
Jason Beetlejuice.
4 R squared plus 3.
Seemed like he
5 R
got
plus 3.
3.
Because it's what you put on the outside.
Hey.
That goes in the first one. And then your second one is
Beetlejuice.
you pick a parentheses.
Beetlejuice.
Give yourself an R. No.
All right. So we're gonna get started. You guys are still gonna help me out a little bit, and let's go get something random. Team number. Oh, Beto. What's the first thing we're doing? First thing we're doing. On this whole one. Yep. Put parentheses.
This is easy peasy. This is light work.
Especially after AC factoring, it's way easier. All right, what are we going to take out of the first set of parentheses, Greg?
4.
And?
4. R squared.
Yep.
Good.
4 R squared. All right, what are we taking out of the second parenthesis, Adelia?
3.
Okay, so I'm taking out a 4 R squared. What do I have left inside this parenthesis after I take out 4 R squared? Jace?
Yes.
5 R plus 2.
Yep, 5R plus 2. Okay. And then I'm taking out a 3. And you know you do this right when you get exactly the same thing inside this parenthesis here. I got 5R plus 2, 5R plus 2. That's how I know I did it right. And then I got to get my final answer, Elzea. That's my final answer now.
4r squared.
Yep.
Plus 3r.
Remember, just plus 3.
Oh yeah,
So plus 3. Okay, and my second parenthesis here?
5 plus, or 5r.
Yes. There you go. Bird, 5r plus 2. Did pretty good as I was going around. Most people are doing pretty good on that. All right, we're going to look at one more type of thing, but it won't be, it'll be like one extra step, but it's not like super intense. Not super intense.
Alright, don't this. Stick it out.
Still intense.
Yeah, Jason wants
Alright.
something intense.
So, we're going to find the factored form
You haven't seen it.
of, you will if you keep talking and interrupting my lesson.
Whoa!
Okay.
That's intense.
Alright, we're going to find the factored form of 4q to the 4 minus 8q to the 3 plus 12q squared minus 24q.
Bet you I can find
So,
it.
before we do this, let's take a look at these. What does each of these 4 things have in
A
common?
Q.
They all have a q in common, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And can't I take a number out of each one of these, the same
Oh
number?
yeah.
What can I take out?
2.
4.
I can take out a 2, but I want to take out the biggest, which is
Oh,
4.
4.
So, before I do my factor by grouping, my 2 parentheses thing, I'm going to take
Yeah.
out a 4q from each one of these.
Yes,
and it's
sir.
going to make the rest of it easier.
Okay, I can't move my letters down.
I'm not going to lie, I'm not really sure how to teach that. How to teach you to write letters.
I can't move these down, dude.
Oh, you can't pen?
I'm not gonna move these down.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, no, you just gotta squeeze them in. But mine's nice, I can just rearrange. Oh, look at this, look how much space I have, Luis. Alright, so before I do anything with my factor by grouping, I'm gonna take a 4q out of everything. So I'm factoring out a 4q, right? And then I'm gonna do one big parenthesis, and I'm gonna have, let's see, 4 over 4 is 1, q4 over q is q to the third, minus 8 over 4 is 2, q3 over q is q
boring stuff.
squared, plus 12 over 4 is 3, q squared over q is q, minus 24 over 4 is 6, q over q cancels out, right? Okay, this 4q we factored out, we're always going to keep it with our answer. It's not going to just disappear. So we're going to ignore it kind of until our very end. So we can't leave it off our answer, we're just going to kind of ignore it. And we're going to look at just this single parenthesis now. We're going to factor by grouping. So I'm going to put parentheses around the first 2, parentheses around the second 2. We're just going to keep going. So I'm going to keep my 4... Actually, hang on. I'm going to look at each one of these still. So for this first one, what can I take out of a 1q to the third and a minus 2q squared?
1q is like
1q squared, right? And what can I take out of 3q and a 6?
3.
Just a 3. Alright, so I'm going to factor that out. And I'm going to kind of ignore this 4q until the very end. So he's still there, but I'm going to ignore him right now. Okay, so I took out a 1q squared, and I've got, let's see, 1 over 1 is 1, q to the 3 over q squared is q, minus 2 over 1 is 2, q squared over q squared just is gone. I'm taking out a 3, and 3 over 3 is 1, q minus 6 over 3 is 2. That's pretty easy. Okay, and I'm going to annoy Luis and move this. Yeah, nice having this, isn't it? Alright, and just like before, I'm going to get 2 parentheses. And I'm going to write my final answer. I'm going to have a 1q squared plus 3 from the outside. I get a 1q minus 2 from the parentheses, right? Okay. So, you remember how we took out this 4q at the front? We can't leave it. We can't forget about him. So even though I ignored him for this whole process I just did, I have to bring him back here at the very end.
And you just put them right
And I'm just going to put him right in front.
there. Alright.
My 4q right in front. The reason we did this is because this is the most factored. This is the most correct answer. If you, for example, if you just did factor by grouping, and you did just parentheses around these 2, you wouldn't get the wrong answer, but it wouldn't be the most correct. So, for example, if you didn't do this piece right here, if you had the fraction 4 over 8, and you said, oh, this really equals 2 over 4, and I told you, you had 4 over 8, and I told you to reduce, and you gave me 2 over 4, are you wrong? But are you the most correct? No, because the most correct is 1 over 2. That is the most correct answer. That's what we like the most. 2 over 4 isn't wrong, but it's not the best. In the same way, if you just factored by grouping, you didn't take out your 4q first, you wouldn't be wrong, but you wouldn't be the most correct. So if this was a test, you'd lose like half your points, or maybe a quarter, for not being the most correct.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
So I gotta be the most correct.
Yes, the most correct. Can't just be close. It's gotta be, because it's gotta be the best. Alright. You guys want to do one more, or you want to try one on your own?
Try one on our own. Let's do this.
Anybody other than Major?
Exit ticket.
Vance wants to do it on his own. So does Louie. Huh, Louie?
Vince probably already did it on his own.
Let's probably finish the whole
Because he's
thing.
nerdy like that. Alright, well nobody's telling me anything other than Magi. He just doesn't want to do anything because that's kind of what you do.
I'll pass it does.
No, I'm
Wait,
saying.
are you asking if we can do it on our own?
Yeah, do you want to do one on your own,
Oh,
or do you
yeah.
want to do a practice together?
I'll go ahead and do a,
Oh,
I'll give you a
Alright,
try to
alright.
do it again.
Okay.
This time I'll give you 10 minutes.
Alright, let's try this one then. I want you to try this one on your own. So I'll give you a hint. You're going to have to take out something from
Which
each one of
one?
these first. This one in the box. The 24, x to the third, plus
Yeah,
60x squared, plus 36x, plus 90. And I'll give you a hint. You can't take an x out of each one of these. It's going to be just the number.
Yeah, it's gonna be different because there's no
Yep.
X on the 90.
Double check that.
It's a possibility. It is. No. 12.
It's
12.
yes.
It's not gonna be 12. No. No, because the 90.
I can't do this one in my head.
Oh, decimal just first. Okay.
Well, it doesn't go to 90.
It doesn't?
We're supposed to guess who it is 6.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It goes in the 90s.
No, it doesn't.
Does it really?
96.
It goes into 86.
86.
6 times 15 is 90.
Yeah, I told you. Oh, I'm talking about 12. I was talking
Yeah,
about
that's 50. We're
Yeah,
talking
it's
about
6,
6.
not
We're
12.
talking about 12.
I
For the
really?
first one.
6 times 15.
No. Yeah, but we're talking about this one.
We're talking about a different
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Alright.
We're talking about the first
And I'll
one.
give you a hint for the first piece where you figure out what comes out of each one of these. It's less than 10.
You weren't even on.
It's less than.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset now.
I can even give you more of a hint. It's less than 7.
No, Mr.
It's
But
less
it's
than
more than
7,
five.
but higher than 5.
It's higher than 5.9999999.
Alright.
Are you done?
Take a couple minutes.
Should I do this one, Cookie?
Yeah, you probably should in practice. Otherwise, you're not going to do real well once you get to the marks.
Bet.
I don't know.
I didn't really use my notes on the last question.
I know. It surprised me. Thought you'd bomb it, but you didn't.
Wait, this one's different.
Wait, why?
What? What's different about it?
Because if you divide by 6x,
Where'd you get it?
Can you take an X out? Can you take an X out of this?
God, I agree.
So it's just the number. It's just the number.
I did this one.
Simple.
You did the other one?
Yeah, I did the one where it says what is a factored form.
Oh no. You're so close.
God dang it.
I'll give you a couple more minutes.
We got the same thing on this one, though, right? Yeah.
These are not as bad as AC factoring, but they're still pretty long.
how about that?
Oh, shit, I did the wrong one.
So, I mean, what? I did this
Oh,
2 weeks ago.
That's as a class. Stays here as a class.
Oh, it's 6.
Not this piece. We did the first ones earlier.
No, like 2 weeks ago in the other class.
Yeah, we didn't do ones like this. We did ones
Wait,
like
what?
we did ones like
Yeah.
yeah. But we didn't do ones where you take something out first. So we can take something out of each one of these first.
Well, similar though.
After I'm done with those, I just do that. Comes out of that. That's right.
Put your
But finish, Golky.
So x3, x squared.
Not the X2 too.
It's actually tricky with
I just watch YouTube now.
X. Okay. And now you're gonna just ignore this x.
Oh yeah, I
right
told
now.
him.
And you're gonna bring it
No,
back
no,
in. And it's just like
Sick.
like right here. Or if you're looking at it, it is just like
I know. That's
this piece right here.
What's 90 divided by 6?
So what can you take out of 4x to the third? Now it's just like step 3 in AC factoring.
About time I can give you a head start, let's do this.
Wow.
I got it wrong. Erase it.
Huh?
I got it wrong. So I have to erase it.
Yes.
Very interesting.
What do you get insurance on?
What? Not really. The worst I can say is no. Or laugh at you for asking, I guess. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, some of my thumbs now.
No, but I'll turn on Scratup so you can get them even earlier. So you can type it in.
Sounds good.
My mom must have got one now.
Alright, we're gonna get started on this one in just a second.
What's the switch?
It's turned on, so you type in your answer. Then just as soon as we're done with this, you
If you don't feel like doing it.
Is this what you got, Lil?
I don't even know if I got it right, so.
It wouldn't be 6x.
So right now, ignore 6.
Because you can't take a 6 out of
Okay? You're gonna take out a 2x squared.
I got it right.
Inside parentheses, we're gonna write down whatever we get after we divide by that. So 4 divided by 2 is
Would you like me to double check?
6 squared or 6 plus?
6 squared.
plus.
Would you like me to double check? I can do it much faster.
Like,
Huh? What are you talking about? I'm on the X ticket.
Squared is 6 squared.
No, yeah. 6 squared, yeah.
Okay? So
But it's cheaper. They're all
and
cheap.
you do the same thing.
Is this, what is
I'll even double check.
Alright, they're looking pretty
the
good.
grades coming from?
So, we're gonna have you guys help me out. Magi, what can I take out of each one?
Huh?
What can I take out of each one of these?
It's 3, huh?
I use 6 to
That was weirdly phrased, but sure. Alright, we're gonna take out a 6, and then we're gonna have 4x to the third
Is
plus
this like a tricky one?
10x squared plus 6x plus
Just like doing the ones on
15.
the front.
Alright,
Like, okay, that's how you do
now that I've done
it. I
that,
just added extra.
Kinsey, what am I doing next?
Wait, what?
And then is that just my answer?
But you used
Put
two,
parentheses in.
I'll
Yeah.
double check it
you
right
used
quick.
2 numbers instead of just 1. See how this one,
Okay.
you just using 6.
And then what am I taking out of the first one?
Okay, so you,
2x
You only do that
squared.
if
Yeah.
you could do it with if you can't.
Can't find it, and then going to X is like-
Copy!
Yes, Jays.
this would be a 6.
Fine.
First parentheses, either would be 6, second
Six.
parentheses it would be 7.
4 times in pen, because I didn't get the right
That's a
number.
negative.
Maybe you should invest in a pencil.
I can't
6
find
to
it.
the second parenthesis.
Alright, so we're gonna take a 2x squared out of the first one, 3 out of the second one. So I got a 2x squared, right? Oh, the next one, Adelia.
Oh, called it.
I got the X.
What do I get when I take out the 2x squared? What's left inside this parenthesis?
Isn't it?
Yeah, simple being.
Wait, 2x squared. 2?
I double
4 over 2 is 2, right?
And then the next
Keep going.
one's 5. Oh, wait.
I'm double
5.
checking.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have plus 5, but by this 2, how many x's am I gonna have?
Oh, yeah.
With the cancel out.
Yeah,
right?
it's
So
right,
only
Louise.
one?
This one is single x, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna have 3. Luis,
Plus 7.
what's next in this parenthesis after I take out 3? He's got the, wait, let him answer.
Hey, you're there.
Are you sure, man?
Yes, I'm
He's
sure.
struggling.
He's gotta do it himself.
God, I'm so tired.
He's gotta do it himself. Alright,
Is
Yep,
this
what do I get?
7 or just a 7? Because, see how that's a negative
6
to me.
divided by 3.
Don't they all?
Well, that would
he's
be
got this. Let him answer.
but
Don't
that
distract
would be
him.
negative 7 because that's
Don't distract him.
49.
okay. And then keep going. I got 2 and then x, right? And then plus 15 over 3.
So this one's a negative 7 and this one's a positive 7.
Okay. And we're almost done. I just gotta get my final answer basically.
It's a negative 7.
I'm gonna go 2x squared plus
It's
3
only a negative because you need to
and
add a
2x plus 5. But I'm still missing one thing, Jace.
Okay.
What's this last thing I need to do?
I don't know, I did it wrong. I did the whole
Skokie.
No,
Got
no,
you.
No, no, I'm asking Jace. It's okay.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Oh,
yes I know.
no.
All right. I factored out the 6, right?
Put the 6.
I can't forget about them. I found them at the very beginning, and I gotta bring them back for my final answer. Like that. That's our final answer. All right. Pretty good. I know this can be kind of time-consuming, kind of hard to remember it all. That's okay. We're gonna practice. So, if you haven't yet, start on your exit ticket, and I'll give you a hint on your exit ticket. You're just going to start off with this. You can't take a single thing out of each one of these.
You can?
You cannot.
Oh.
You cannot.
Then what do we?
So it's like the first problem we did.
Oh, so you just like divide.
Yeah. So you just look at your two parentheses and go from there.
Don't care, there's that extra problem like that.